I guess it's live. What's going on, fellas? Merry Christmas. Happy Die Hard to everybody. This one's kind of like a simple one. It's almost more of like a story as opposed to a field report. And you're going to like it because in a later episode, I can't remember how far in the future, but a little bit. If you're watching this after the fact, it's probably up right now. I talk about a key married red-pilled concept called the scoreboard. Three-pronged approach to dread. It's actually pretty good. The gist of it is not keeping score. The guy here is talking about trying to like bring his wife into his light or pull her into his frame. So it's more of an advanced topic, and that's why you're not going to see a lot of like he said, she said, or that she said this, that I said that. That's kind of one of the telltale signs where you can see how far or how advanced a topic you're talking about is for the simple stuff, the basic stuff, like, you know, boundaries and eggshells. It's always a lot of, well, she said this, then I said this, and it's very reactive and dependent. But once you get past that, you kind of got your shit together, it's almost more of a story. And then out of the story, you can kind of see what the guy's intending. You learn to read between the lines. I like it too because it means you're not going to get advice from some retard on the internet who doesn't know what he's doing. Is that once you start adding subtext as a layer, you know, a congruence, a solid narrative and a value set, that only the people that recognize those things are actually able to dissect them and offer something of value. So this one's called Finding the Right Balance. I think you guys will like it. And yes, Raymond, 3 in a day. We'll see. I've got, I think I have 6 altogether. I'm going to try after lunch to see if I can get the other 3, but the way my voice is going, I'm probably not going to make it. So I might have to do those Thursday instead. All right. So this one, Finding the Right Balance. I'm going to record now. I'll talk to you guys in like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. We'll see. The best part about advanced field reports is only advanced people can kind of parse them. So welcome, another Mids Watch. You're going to love this field report. It's about finding the right balance. In this case, a guy is trying to understand, like he's got his frame as best he can, at least to where he's comfortable with. He's got his value where he wants it, and he's trying to bring his wife into his frame. Or what that means as a concept is essentially involving your significant other in your life as like a valued part, basically rewarding the good behavior. You're great, we're great, this is how we're moving forward, and you're basically persuading somebody to join you on your vision. I guess is the best way to put it. I know it's kind of flowery language, but just bear with. And you can kind of tell when he starts it off too. It's like, I think I've been losing some focus lately. Let's put this up. I think I've been losing focus lately. You know, a few months ago, I made a post on whether, you know, was I near to a main event? Sidebar here, if you guys don't know what a main event is, it's considered the mother of all comfort tests. So generally speaking, when you get yourself a frame, you have to go, it goes 3 tiers. The first one is you get out of your wife's frame. You stop acting codependent. You stop being, you know, scared of her emotions. The second part is you build your own frame. You build up what you want out of life, how you react to things, your own set of mental models, what's called a deep narrative. And then the third one is bringing your wife into your frame. And that's what the main event is. And it doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's right at the cusp from you having your own frame and the girl wanting to be in your frame. And you know you're there. Like a lot of guys think they have it there, but it's just shitty behavior. If you're not seeing snot bubbles, crying, hysteria, absolute, like, because a girl wants to be in your life. She sees you're on your up and up, your hypergamous best option, and she doesn't know how to keep you. That's the core of what a main event is. Back to his thing, though. So I may have checked out. I'm hanging around with the kids, 2 and 4, and then shortly after that, I put up a wall to the wife, who's quickly oscillated between lashing out and then crying when I won't break frame. In response to this, I got great advice from Jack, who made me see that her hamster was stuck in a maze with no way of getting out, and that I have constructed a high-quality frame of steel but will not let her inside, and that my response to her shitty comforter merry-go-round was weak at best because I didn't include my vision. Yeah, she references me, or Ryan's coming to Jesus speech. I'll tell you about that one in a bit, too. So in short, she's freaking out at my increase in dread and has not giving a fuck attitude, but can't find a way to enter the vision, and I'm not giving her one either. I should have mentioned that. So the come to Jesus speech. This is one of my contributions to the red pill, and I don't know why I don't bring it up more. Mostly because very, very few guys ever make it to this point. So if you get a main event, you're on the up and up, you're top tier, hypergamous best option. She doesn't know how to keep you. She switches from covert language to direct language. She becomes despondent, very distraught, gets freaking out, starts crying, snot bubbles. I've been there. I've seen it. The come to Jesus speech is not a speech. It's basically in clear, unambiguous language, you letting your girl know what it takes to stay in your life. And most guys are easy to keep happy. I know for mine, it was right as I was leaving the military. And my speech was pretty straightforward. It was like, look, I've had somebody telling me what to do for like the last 12 years. I'm going to leave the military, and when I'm done, I'm going to start living selfishly. I'm going to live for me. I don't want people telling me what to do, and you're welcome to come because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. So doors open, come on in. And that was essentially it. And it's true, it has been. That was when like moved from Montreal to Toronto. Life got a lot better. A lot of that too was just leaving the Belle Provence. Back to this though. So in a few months, he's attempted to include her in the life more often. So we don't really have much in common, things we like to do. So I developed some activities we can do together and have it as an outlet so we can close together. The problem is, by making a conscious effort to be part of it, he needs to open up and engage her. And he believes that she'll see this as weakness on his part. So here's an example. She's seen an increase in his physical activity where he only used to run and climb. Now he's joined sports teams. He runs, he climbs, and he bikes, his lifts. All this stuff, right? And as a result, he's going to the gym and running, and she's starting to run herself and go to the gym now with him, which is great. Attempting to follow some diet plan, she's paying somebody to make for her. Still, she'll ask about when to make a day for high carbs or what to eat when I'm nearing my limit. So he's like, he gets the impression that she's only doing it to keep him happy, but that she doesn't actually like it. And if you don't know why that's important, it's because every girl has a small amount of borderline personality in them. It's the female condition. And one way to know if your girl is into you is where she starts liking the things you like. But it's like psychologically, it's not that she's liking these things or that she's acting like she likes them because she knows you do. Her brain actually is kind of wired to start liking them. Like I'm sure you've heard the thing where any girl who's got a cool hobby probably learned it from her last boyfriend. It's like that. So when he sees her doing the gym and stuff, but then constantly fighting how she doesn't want to do it, he takes that to mean that it's not interest in him. It's just fear of losing him. And yeah, it's a genuine concern, right? He's another example. He's like, I love to cook. We used to watch Iron Chef, so I got the idea of, spending time together, and we're going to have an Iron Chef competition. There's no winner, but every week one of us picks an ingredient and we do some stuff. First week was mine, went well. Second week was hers. He told her at the beginning of the week. He never talked about it again. And he's not going to keep reminding her, but she needs to show an initiative. But she just ignored it and shows that she doesn't care. So now he's hurt. Now he's angered. A little bit. Not a lot. So he goes, I'll respond when she doesn't follow the lead. And he kind of goes off about it. But that's the other thing. It's the same kind of theme where he makes a genuine effort to pull her into his frame and she resists. And he always treats that as like, okay, so there's no attraction here. There's just a fear of losing me. And he's like, he doesn't like it. So he's like, I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place. Do I just ignore her and become despondent and, move apart slowly? Or am I doing something wrong? And he kind of pings it off the rest of us. He does end off, though, with like a click this week, mainly today, because she worked, so I didn't see her all day. This Wednesday and Thursday, I'm out of the house the entire day, both days for work. And following that, climbing and lifting, soccer, blah, 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 blah. So Friday we went on a field trip as a family, and I made it a point to show her some affection, hold her hand, flirting, and etc. We watched a cooking show that night, and when it was over, I slapped my leg and suggested she come over and sit on it. She said no. He teased her and suggested a few more times, no dice, so I think, okay. That tells me where I rank in her eyes, good to know. Then today, she's been going back and forth about her mom doing something with the kids tomorrow. I told her that was a fair tomorrow, take the kids to that. Later, she says, what time? He's like, all right, well, you figure it out with your mom then. And that's when it clicked. So he finally realized through all this rambling talk he had, he's like, you know what? You're right. It is my problem. Why am I talking to you about it? I need to take command and solve shit myself. So I guess I'm not including you in planning now. He's like, there it is. I feel like I should include her in my life more often so she's not stuck in this weird emotional maze she's in. But if I suggest things to her, it's met with indifference. If I tell her what to do, it's met well. So I know the easy answer here is I can be 80% happy by just doing me, but if that's my goal, or if it's to foster a good relationship, is that good enough? And he's like, again, so you see all the concerns here. And this is the part where we'll get into a story, which I think you're going to like. And this kind of explains it all. Jack 10 of Hearts. My best friend is a guy named Dave. I've known this guy since junior high. He's got a ping pong table in his basement. Used to play it a lot, pretty competitively. Angrily competitively. He had some shitty paddles, and eventually there was only one good paddle. His basement was also, pretty small, so since we were both right-handed, whoever was on one side of the table ended up winning every time. 95% of the time. So we ended up having a convoluted set of rules. We flipped a coin. The winner got the good paddle. The loser got the good side of the table. But then the winner of the first game got to pick his side of choice or paddle. And, he doesn't remember all the rules. But eventually, we spent more time rules lawyering than actually playing ping pong. So one day, I had the advantage for both the paddle and the side. And Dave said something like, for fuck's sakes, what a day. This girl already told me she had a date with somebody else for the winter formal, and now you're going to kick my ass for the next 2 hours of ping pong. Fine, let's get this over with. So he stopped, and he's like, you know what? I don't feel like going competitive. Let's just hit the ball back and forth. And then he's like, we did. Didn't say much at first. The ball just kind of pinged and ponged, whatever. After 10 minutes, Dave's like, yeah, that girl said she already had a date. Do you think she's bullshitting me? Said it was a family friend that went to the neighbor school. And he's like, I don't know, man. Jack's like, girls say shit like that because they don't think it makes us feel bad, right? Anyways, at least that's why I think they do it. I don't know why they can't just level with us, tell us they're not interested because of how our clothes look or how dumb we are or whatever. At least then we'd know what to do and not get rejected by other girls. And then he's like, and we just talked. Ping pong was just something we did to kill the time while we talked. I started playing with some kids in his dorm when he went to college. Dominated him, look at all the practice. But he had stopped keeping score with Dave. And he still liked playing ping pong. They got a pretty good canny sense of how to play while they were barely paying attention and talking to each other about, girls or driver's licenses, SATs, or whatever. Seemed deep and important at the time, so when I went back to playing competitively, back to keeping score, I was on another level. I'm not talking about Olympic skill, but just like for a casual ping pong game, he was crushing it. She's like, so it's finals week next semester. I'm going to be bored out of my mind with studying. I ask my dorm roommate if he wants to play a game. The guy hesitates and says, okay, we got to go to the rec room, he says. All right, here we go. I know you're going to kill me. I don't even know why I agreed to play. Like, he serves. Jack just grabs the ball in midair, looks at him and says, I don't really feel like playing a competitive game. Let's just hit the ball back and forth. I like this parable. And I hope you guys took it. I hope I told it well enough. Do you see what I mean, though? The guy's telling his story, and he's all right. Like, he's got value. He's learning to, if something's important to him, he rewards good behavior. He doesn't reward bad behavior. Like, all the basics are down. Like, you get that, right? But that's when you start running into like real red-pilled problems. When we talk about, long-term relationships or married red pill or is red pill on hard mode, this is what I'm talking about. He's like, I know the Glover shit. I know the Manuel Smith stuff. I know all of it. So what do I do? And he's like, that's great. And this is where we started to learn about the scoreboard. So he was always thinking like, same way as like you treating it like a game. Okay, so she respects my boundaries and I have my frame. I'm worried about a main event. She's kind of emotional because she doesn't know where she fits in my life, but she wants to, so I got to show her how. And he tries a bunch of stuff and it doesn't work. And he's like try hardy and it doesn't work. It's the same as that ping pong game. You're trying to be competitive. The one paddle will win. The one side of the table will win. These tips and tricks will get you where you want to be. And the other person kind of knows that. Like, girls aren't stupid. They're really good with experiences when it comes to like relationships and shit. And so she kind of knows nothing she's ever going to do is going to put her back on top in this relationship. And she kind of resents that. It's like that same game. Well, I just know I'm losing. My husband doesn't even love me anymore, and I'm about to get stomped at ping pong for the next 2 hours. And that's what Jack is telling him here. It's like, look, stop keeping score. Stop worrying about if you get some threshold of attention and just play games. Just have fun with it. It's game. Game is a game. You know enough. You're internalized it enough that you can just play. And he goes, if you start doing it and just letting your instincts ride and stop thinking about it too much, you take the training wheels off, what you're going to notice is the next time you actually have to pay attention when something comes up you're not used to, you're going to see you're fucking awesome at the game. And I want to preface this. As a guy, if you're watching this and you're new and you've started on your red pill journey, this isn't for you. This is me telling you what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years from now. Once you got this shit together, once you've had a main event, once you've had a girl with snot bubbles saying she doesn't know how to keep you in her life and she's worried about losing you and you've turned into a all that stuff. This is the stuff that comes after. And when you get here, you're going to love it. And I'll be here waiting for you to laugh and high five about how stupid we all were in the past. So I'll leave you with that. Enjoy yourself. I guarantee you're going to like it. And just remember, at the end of your journey, it's not like that one old early episode, do I have to hate my wife to become red? Like, no. This is what happens. This is the end conclusion. And then once you get here and you stop trying to be competitive and you just start to play the game and hit the ball around, you're going to notice your life gets far better. So I hope you enjoyed yourself on this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a Merry Christmas. Cheers. Fuck, I forgot how much I enjoyed this one. This was actually a really good field report. This comes up a lot, by the way. Yeah, I see you guys in chat. I'll get to just 1 second. It's something I didn't want to put this in the thing, but I remember. Yeah, see, I'd forgot about this guy until I read it before, too, where he was talking about, and I remember the field report. It's on another episode. I might have even had it out already, about the hamster maze. A lot of guys forget you become your own mental point of origin. You get your shit together. You get your SMB up, and then the girl's like, well, where do I fit on this? And then as you start getting more attractive, they start to get a little anxiety, and it creates this weird like dichotomy. And this is the shit that chicks are terrified about when they read Red Pill. They're like, oh my God, this is what you're doing. You're just teaching guys to like leave their wives. It's like, no, you're so pig-headed because you're not invested in this one that you can't imagine a guy not doing exactly what you want or putting up with your bullshit, but still liking you. It's not my fault that you're a Karen at work. Yeah. But yeah, same thing from Jack. He did this long thing about a hamster maze, dragging a girl, bringing her along with you, pulling into the frame, talking about the scoreboard. A very interesting program. And mine was just more, brass tacks. It's like, that's great. You built yourself up as like, the terror of the high seas, the alpha male of all alpha males. But then you forgot to mention, oh, right. By the way, if you want to come along, here's the terms. It's pretty good. It's pretty easy. And it's going to be great for you. Like a sales pitch, right? Black Chad, I'm gonna do one after lunch though, because my voice hurts and I'm tired. So I'm gonna try and get one out. But I'll probably be like at 1 o'clock or so. Why it gets a gold star on the scoreboard for getting traction on the job. Yeehaw. Tradcon's reading the comment by that truth channel be like yeah, I need to leave the Belle Provence. Yeah, it's once you stop paying taxes in Quebec, you can start enjoying it again. Play to play, not to win. Well, that's Chin, so that's the point too, right? It's like you're playing to win, but the girl's not your adversary. And I know this is going to sound weird and probably misogynistic, but if you treat the woman in your life as your nemesis, as the one you're competing with, you've already set yourself up for failure. You're not equals. You're a man. You're doing your thing. She's a girl. She's doing her thing. She's not your arch enemy. She's not your teammate. You're not on the same team, but you're not against each other either. She's a girl. And if her life goals and values jive with yours, or if your life goals and values are valuable enough to her that she, enters into your frame, as you put it, then yeah, that's great. But that's the beauty. And this is like, and everybody's like, hey, Red Pill, you don't do marriage. I'm like, yeah, of course you don't do marriage. Everybody knows it's a shitty thing. But that doesn't mean you're eschewing relationships. And I would argue the cohabitation thing is probably a better arrangement than marriage at this point anyway, because every day your commitment becomes a choice. It's not mandated by the state. There's not enforced, well, I don't want to lose half my shit. It's like, no. Every day I wake up going, yep, I like where I'm at. I'd rather stay here. If a problem comes up, you're like, you know what? It's worth it to work on the problem. And every day it becomes a choice. And if you don't want that, that's fine. You don't have to have it. But if you are going to do it, since most guys kind of naturally move towards a sort of monogamous type thing anyway, just do it fucking well. Don't fuck around. And don't rely on some government contract or government legal status as if it's going to help, because it doesn't. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, other than tax purposes, I don't see what the benefit is anymore. Girls just want to party in a ring. You can do party in a ring at any time. You can do that to your high school girlfriend if you want to. She'll still leave you the next day. Eventually you get to the point where you do better by not trying. It's amazing how many things end up like that. Yeah, that's why I use the bike reference so often. Where I'm like, yeah, when you put your training wheels on, you have to think, push your left pedal down, push the right pedal down, turn the wheel towards, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, does anybody think about that when you're riding a bike now? You just kind of point and go. So anyways, guys, get some lunch. It'll be fun. Vask Tech. Oh, interesting. Yeah, grab some lunch, have some fun. I'm going to go get some myself. The old lady's probably going to call me in a bit. Somebody's coming to pick up some knickknacks from us. So, like I said before, oh, you know what? I've only talked about it in the email first. I don't know if you guys know this. Oh, chin up. All right, we'll deal with your question first there. If she feels like she lost, she will use sex to get you back. That's one of her ways to do it. But it's not like she lost. Like, I get, as soon as you make it a contest, a girl will always assume she wins. Even if it makes no sense, because every guy she's ever been with up until that point has acquiesced. So they have nothing but like irrational confidence. So yeah, it's not a winning losing thing. And it's not really how girls look at it. It's just more like, oh, I'm losing this guy. Like I said, girls want their better. They don't want their equal. They want their better. So it's not that I've lost. It's that she's worried about losing him. You got a Ferrari at home. I got a Ferrari. Somebody's going to steal my Ferrari. What do? Well, you go out there and like, I don't know how to fight this guy off, but I want my Ferrari. Think of it like that. Except for you're the Ferrari. Yeah, wouldn't we want a guy who's doing better than them? Why wouldn't they? Dude, what's the saying? The best weapon for a man is a gun. The best weapon for a woman is a man with a gun. All right, so putting it in the chat here. Merch went launching on the second channel. It's pretty psyched. I still haven't added it to the YouTube thing. I put out an email for it for like the hardcore subscribers. I'm making a small note of this now because I was conservative. I'm like, I don't know how well it's going to do. I made some decent orders and it sold out like first evening. I was like, fuck. So I've gotten that sorted out. There's more. The zip hoodies are back in stock. The T1000 t-shirts back in stock. So there should be stock for everything. The mugs, I think they were really low, so I just upped those anyway. Lesson for me, don't assume that guys don't want cool shit. So it's back up. Come on in, check it out if you want to. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the second channel, that was more casual. Digital Ryan. It's where we basically just goof around. It's like the ping pong. The exact example of the ping pong here. We're just playing the game, talking about shit, swapping notes. But there's a subscribership on that one. You know, first tier is just support for the channel and a merch code. So if you guys want, it's like 20% off. It's not much, but I'm like, you know what? It's the little least I can do for guys showing support to the channel. And then in the second tier, you guys can join on the server. We can play, you know, ping pong together, which in that case is Minecraft, but whatever. And then the third tier, they actually get in on the Q&As. That's for guys who like the Q&As and the field reports, shit like this, but like with you and me, like right now, but they don't like Patreon. So there's an option for you too. So go ahead, check it out. When do you get your official YouTuber intro? Well, I mean, I got some there. I'm going to do one though, once mine comes in. So like my merch, it's ordered, I think the day before your guys' is. So when it gets here, I'm doing myself a little commercial with the Don't Eat Paint mug and the T-Rex shirt, T-Rex Army. So it'll be pretty fun. Yes, they do actually. They actually, one of the factories that does my manufacturing is in the UK. I've got one for, I have UK, the EU, which I think is Italy, the US, Canada, and I think China. I have to double check on that one though. But it should ship internationally. But those are the ones that have like manufacturing factories in your town or in your country, so it should be quicker. Yeah, I did cut it really close to Christmas, so you know, here's hoping. Here's hoping I didn't cut it too not close for Christmas. Worst case scenario, Happy New Year's, enjoy some merch. Is there a community to chat with? Oh, that's right. Okay, Swerve might have a thing. So I used to have forums for guys who have subscribed to the Patreon, and it was doing well, but we found out a better thing. So Dante, you guys see him in here all the time, Dante the Panda, actually runs the Discord channel. And we have kind of like, it's not membership per se, but he throws out invites to it. So we keep it as a closed community, keeps the riffraff out, keeps it high quality, and just talking about notes. So stick around for the live streams I do. And if Dante's in the chat or Marty, maybe Swerve, they'll throw you out links for invites to it. And you just come on in. That one's just free. Just come on in. But yeah. But they'll be able to get it. So I kind of like it too, because it's like, yeah, you come into the thing and they'll throw you tickets when they're here. Supposedly I can do it too, but I'm a bit of a boomer with Discord. I've never really taken the time to learn it yet, so I don't know how to do that myself. But yeah, Swerve can. So we'll stick around for a minute if he can grab it. If not, we'll just catch you on the next live stream. Actually, yeah, I don't know if I got it in me to do another one. My voice is killing me. Something else too. Speak from the diaphragm, which I'm getting better at. I still get too much throat. Not a good thing. It kills your voice after a while. So we'll see what happens. Which is also why you notice I'm speaking quieter and getting closer to the mic. Because it hurts. Boomer moment. Exactly. All right. All right. So yeah, Swerve will put it in the comments. So there you guys go. Check it out. I'm going to let you go now. We're going to have some lunch. Eat punani. Well, the girl's at the office now, so I got the whole day to myself, which is why I'm recording these things so many back to back. If I can get the last 6 done, set up the videos there, since I'm not doing any sidebar stuff for the next little bit. So I can maybe just put out 2 mids watches a week. I don't know yet. We'll see. Red pill ASMR woot. Anyways, Swerve, check the comments. Swerve will put a link to the Discord if you guys want to check it out. It's usually like a limited invite or timed invite or whatever. So I'll check you guys later though. Have fun. And if we're lucky, I'll see you after lunch. Just hit the notification thing, and if I come up with another one of these in the afternoon, you'll find out. All right, cheers.